For the second part of our review, we'll talk about angles and arcs within a circle. So we're going to find the measure of all 6 of these different arcs, and I'll just write my answer like this. The measure of arc PQS equals, and then the measure of arc PS, the measure of arc PTR, the measure of arc PT, the measure of arc RS, and the measure of arc TPR equals. Okay, now before I actually answer any of these, I'll come over to the circle and find out whatever I can. So I've got a 64-degree central angle right here. And a central angle has the same measure as its intercepted arc. So arc PT here is 64 degrees, and arc RS is 42 degrees. Okay, now if I've got 42 here and I've got vertical angles, that means I've got 42 degrees here, which means arc PQ is 42 degrees. Okay, the next thing I'll look at is if I put these 3 angles together, combined, those 3 angles make a straight line. So if I do 180 minus 42 minus 64, I'll get this measure right here. 180 minus 42 and 64 is 74. So this is a 74-degree angle, which means that its intercepted arc is a 74-degree arc. Okay, now on this side of the circle, I've got another 180 degrees. So 180 minus 42 will give me this arc. 180 minus 42 is 138. So I have a 138-degree angle here, which means this arc is 138 degrees. Now we can start answering some questions. So what is the measure of arc PQS? Okay, so starting at P through Q all the way to S, that's 42 plus 138 plus 42. 42 plus 138 plus 42 is 222 degrees. Arc PT, 64 degrees. Arc PS, from P to S, the shortest way is 64 plus 74. And that is 138 degrees. Arc RS, the shortest way from R to S, right here, 42 degrees. The measure of arc PTR, so from P through T all the way to R, so that's 64, 74, and 42. Now, notice, PTR, that is exactly half of a circle. That's 180 degrees. And then the measure of arc TPR, so from T through P all the way to R. So that's 64, 42, and 138. 64 plus 42 plus 138 is 244 degrees. Okay, here this circle is divided into congruent arcs. Find the measure of each arc. Now, if I add all the arcs of this circle together, they're going to make 360 degrees. Okay, so how many arcs do I have? So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 arcs. So I have this 360-degree circle divided into 15 congruent arcs. 360 divided by 15 is 24. So each arc is 24 degrees. Okay, next, find the value of each variable. Okay, so I want the value of x right here. All right, so this angle right here, this inscribed angle, MLJ, intercepts arc MJ. Okay, now an inscribed angle is half the measure of the intercepted arc. So 28 times 2 gives me an intercepted arc of 56 degrees. Angle JKM intercepts the same arc. So if I take that 56 and cut it in half, I get 28 degrees. So this right here is 28 degrees. So X is 28. Okay, now anytime two inscribed angles, so their vertex is on the circle, as long as they intercept the same arc, they have to be the same measure. So these two angles have to be congruent. They both have a measure of 28 degrees. Okay, here I have a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, and anytime I have a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle, opposite angles must be supplementary. So 3x plus 63 must equal 180. And 4y minus 1 plus 65 must equal 180. Opposite angles are supplementary. Okay, so minus 63, 3x equals 180 minus 63 is 117, and divided by 3 is 39. And then here I can combine like terms. 4y plus 64 equals 180. So minus 64. So 180 minus 64 is 116. 4y equals 116. And divide by 4, y is 29. Okay, here I have an angle inside of a circle. It's not a central angle because it's not at the center. Anytime I have an angle inside a circle like this, its measure is half the sum of the two intercepted arcs. So the measure of angle 1 is half the sum of 140 plus 116. So it's 1/2 of 256. Okay, so 256 divided by 2 is 128. So the measure of angle 1 is 128 degrees. Okay, and last, I want the measure of angle 1 here. Okay, so I have two tangents intersecting this circle. Okay, now on this side right here, I've got 243 degrees. Over here is the rest of the circle. So 360 minus 243 is 117. So I have 117 degrees right here. Okay, so when we had an angle inside a circle, it was half the sum of the intercepted arcs. When we have an angle outside a circle, it's half the difference of the intercepted arcs. So the measure of angle 1 is 1/2 of 243 minus 117. Okay, so 243 minus 117 is 126. So it's half of 126. And that is 63. So the measure of angle 1 is 63 degrees.